Imhotep, I'm Professor Momo of the Dohgon University of Thought. Here's the question, simple question. How do you define different? Yeah, how do you define different? Well, here is a black man. Well, out of him came the white man. Now, are they the same or are they equal? Well, let's find out what some experts say about this. Well, here it is from a Caucasian expert, white man. He says, scientists say Negroes still in ape stage, races positively not equal. So I'm an ape. I'm African, so I'm supposed to be an ape, and so therefore I'm not equal to a white man. Alright, so now comes what we ought to do. We are going to be learning the differences that make you efficient versus those that make you deficient. Why do we present this argument? Because of what that white man said, that we as Africans are like apes, and so therefore we are different from the white man, who is supposed to have a superior intelligence. But the fact of it is, now let's see what's going to come, and let's see who brought this together. Here it says the Dohgon, and then we have the bar. Here we got serotonin over melatonin. Well, did the white man give you this ratio? No. Here, the pioneer factor. Did the white man give you this pioneer factor, this scientist? No. Here we have, excuse me, here again we have the serotonin melatonin scale, the gauge. Did this scientist give you this gauge? No. So why is he saying then that the African, I'm the African, I produce all of this? So let's talk about function now. If we are going to look at things that are different, therefore, as he says, inferior or are still in the ape stage, well, can that be true? No, they are not true, because we are talking about function. And here, serotonin, melatonin gives us a good idea as to how we establish functions, because every function is mathematical and has to do with waves. Here, I'm showing you that serotonin produces spiked waves. Now, look at the triangular waves there. They are spiked because they are the ones that give your emotional insecurities, or your doubts, or your fear, or your anxieties. Is the serotonin that gives that to you. That's the reason why we have it in red. Now look at melatonin. Melatonin is the round sine wave. It makes you efficient, whereas serotonin makes you deficient. Why? Because melatonin is black. It gives you the neurotransmitter that is the neurotransmitter that brings you back to center. It gives you the stability that is missing in you. We continue our lecture to the next page. Here we have right brain with the colored particles representing serotonin, and the left brain, and then surrounding the brain is the spirit. That's what it is. Spirit surrounds your brain, and the title is Mindworks. But why can't your mind work for you? Because you don't have the right thinking. And the reason why you don't have the right thinking is because of the serotonin that you have flooding your right brain. When you have serotonin, like we said from the previous video, where you have these spikes that create your anxieties, your emotional problems. That's what happens when you have a whole lot of serotonin in your right brain. You then are not able to think clearly. But when your serotonin begins to break apart through hydroxylation, in which ions, OH ions, are produced within serotonin, that allows serotonin to produce amino acids, and so the amino acids then minimizes the effect of serotonin, and this allows melatonin to be produced. However, the fortunate part of this is that melatonin, as you have it in abundance in your left brain, it then can pass some of that potential into your right brain to create balance for you. Melatonin also gives you a great potential to learn. It makes you extremely smart. It gives you the ability to be creative. So this is very useful for you to understand the concept of melatonin. Melatonin gives you a great deal of power to be yourself. So that is the reason why you really need to have adequate sleep at night, so you can have minimum serotonin and more melatonin, so that when you have a lot of melatonin, you are now able to overcome your trauma. Relationship problems are gone, anxiety problems are gone, addiction, fear, and all of these things. Again, if you have faith, believe in religion, or believe in some ideology, you don't need to Melatonin allows you to go into your spiritual world. Here you have all these conditions here: trauma, relationship problems, anxiety, and so forth. These are the things that block you. They block you from getting to spirit. They in fact are the things that block your pineal gland. They are the things that cause your calcification in the pineal gland. They are the ones that create the plaque inside your brain neurons that cause you to have Alzheimer's disease. Right now you are forgetting. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere without forgetting something. You can't even remember where you place your keys. This is because of serotonin. This is the problem of serotonin. You think it is working for you. You think feeling high all the time is good for you. No, it's not. All these things that you feel are great for you, no, they are not, because they are blocking your path to spirit. You got to go back to spirit to have a clear mind. You got to go back through your pineal gland in order to have a clear mind. When you have a clear mind, then you can overcome all your emotional problems. Then you can be in control of your life. Then your relationships can begin to work for you. Then your educational problems will not be there. You can go through any learning process in the shortest amount of time than you are going through right now. You don't need to spend years in medical school. You don't need to spend years in law school. You don't need to spend years getting your PhD. You can do those things in 2, 3 years. When you have this melatonin understanding working for you, and you can do that. It's very easy for you to get to doing that. All you have to do is learn how this hydroxylation process happens with serotonin. In the night time, learn to sleep without any lights at all in your room. That's one of the Imhotep. Intraneural communications. What is it? Well, this kind of communication involves 3 different systems within your body. They are your normal blood flow that allow your sensations from the environment to get into your memories, and then you also have your neurotransmitter flows. These are your serotonin, the high-speed neurotransmitter that allows your sensations to flow very rapidly, and then you have your melatonin hormonal flow, which allows actually spiritual content, what we call the flow of waves from your mind into your memory. These waves are actually interpreted into numbers. We shall go into this, but not into too much of a detail. Here it is your mind, which we have colored black, covering your memories. You have this flow, the wave content coming from your mind into your memories. Now, once you have this kind of communication coming through melatonin into your memories, you are then able to mix this communication with the sensations coming from your senses. So it makes you alert, focused, articulate, stable, in control, purposeful, and centered. You require a communication from your mind into your memories. This is the foundation of what makes you have understanding. When you have understanding, then whatever it is that is external from you, that is coming from your senses, you are easily able to be able to acquire without any problems at all. In other words, you'll be able to acquire a great deal of knowledge because your denominating factor is understanding. But many problems do occur in this situation when you lose the ability to be able to communicate with your mind, and that is when everything, all these qualities that I talked about, blow up in the wind, as you see them going in smithering. And the reason why you stop communication with your mind is because you have had so much more serotonin flowing within your neural content that it actually adds a lot of particles within your neurons, and so you see the color of your brain changing. Usually it's your right brain that suffers the most because it is the one that is involved with your emotions, and so this creates the problem with autism, although children are born with it, but adults do suffer from that as well with the other problems that I mentioned there. Now, if you don't correct this problem with particle flow into your memory, you are going to have a lot more serious problem, because eventually your left brain that wasn't so much affected will now be affected by this particulate a growth within your neural flow, and so pretty soon your left brain that was much more in communication with melatonin is no longer acquiring melatonin, because you have so much more particles inside your memory, and so you begin to suffer from Alzheimer's disease, which is actually advances, and then you have your children suffer from ADHD, anxiety, forgetfulness. You become afraid. There is nothing that you can do now that makes you push you in control of your own life. Things become extremely difficult for you. You can't go anywhere without help. Your entire life becomes shattered. So this is what we are going to continue to help you with. You can contact us, let us know what your particular situation is, and we can help you. Here again, we got to go back. The help that we provide will go back to your mind. It is how we restore your inherent power. So contact us at www.dohgonuniversity.com. You can get a DVD package.